Welcome back. In this ongoing Musk-Twitter saga, it looks like we have seen everything. This form of public deal-making on Twitter is something new when not just Musk, but even the internet is divided. Is Musk taking or leaving Twitter? We have our social media editor and an expert, Raksha Bihani, with us. Raksha, thank you for joining us. I want to understand from you, we have seen this exchange on Twitter between Mr. Elon Musk and Parag Agrawal, although Parag has not responded, but Elon Musk is responding to Parag Agrawal's tweets. He's tweeting in the open as far as what he thinks about the deal and some concerns as far as Twitter is concerned. Do you think Musk's questions about the deal are fair?
Yes, thanks for that, Archana. Yes, of course, if we look at the past 45 days almost of this saga continuing, we can look at each of the questions that Musk has been asking to Twitter and to Parag Agrawal, starting with the algorithm, right? Which as recent to today also he shared that, this algorithm is manipulative because you're only seeing what Twitter wants you to see, what your existing views are. So it's sort of, redefining and only giving you content that you are already interested in. So it's very manipulative, and there have been a lot of conspiracy theories also which are floating on social media, on Reddit, on Twitter, where people are talking about how, whether it's US politics, the number of Democrats who make up for Twitter employees. Of course, these are speculations, but then representation of underrepresented communities like LGBTQIA+. So algorithm is one thing he's talking about. It's a fair question because he's buying that company, right? And he has always said that he wants it to be a paid platform also for premium users, and he definitely wants advertisers to run ads on that platform. He's a billionaire after all. He's, free speech absolutist in one side, but of course the money that he's putting in it. The other thing, the recent one about bots, right? Of course, in a recent interview yesterday at a conference in Miami, he said that, why will I pay extra for a company which is not what it claims to be? So if the company is saying that 5% users on Twitter are probably bots as per their internal methodology and their checks, but Musk claims that there are up to 20%, and he wants to see the proof. And when Twitter comes around and says that it's a complex methodology, of course he's a man who's sending rockets to space, so it's something that I'm sure he'll be able to understand. So yes, I think a lot of his questions are a fair ask, whether it's also about an edit button, whether it's also about and he's running polls on Twitter. Archana, he's asking his followers, he's asking people existing on Twitter right now that, what do you think, what do you want? So yes, I mean, I think he's all for free speech, and he's asking these questions to better the product that he is willing to buy.
Yes, and from space to social media, Elon Musk certainly wants to be in headlines, but I want to understand from you, what is this form of deal making? Isn't it the worst we have seen, the spat between Parag Agrawal and Elon Musk?
Yes, of course, Archana. Now, this is definitely one of the worst we have seen, where, sharing poop emojis do not really find space in any deal-making conversations, whether it's online or offline, in a boardroom or outside. But the conversation has also now shifted to, on social media, people are talking about a $1 billion breakup fee, which they say that Elon Musk will have to pay if, he now backs out from this deal. So a little bit information on that, right? Of course, it's not just a one-way street. Elon Musk and Parag Agrawal both are using the platform to share a lot of details, which, as we say in our language, could have been an email. Like when Parag listed, a thread of tweets saying how their algorithm works and how he's confident only 5% people, he could have just shared the proof with Elon, which he didn't. And then, of course, Elon is responding saying, I just need to know the methodology. It cannot be more complex than the human soul, as he said in one of his interviews. But to come back to your question, yes, Archana, there is a lot of talk about whether the deal will go through or not, and why this deal is happening on a public platform. So whether this deal will go through or not is a question that I think only Musk has the answer to. But this $1 billion breakup fee is something we need to understand. When Elon Musk signed a deal, or when any such merger and acquisition deal happens, there is none of these plans are allowed to go through until the buyer does his or her due diligence, right? And if in this interim, which is Elon Musk doing his due diligence, if in the interim they find out there's any fraud committed by the company in question here being Twitter, then Twitter might have to pay that breakup fee to Elon. So people are not talking about that enough, but if despite them saying that 5% of the users are probably bots, if it ends up being true that 20% of the users are bots, then it's a fraud committed, because these are public filings. These are this is information that the company has shared with Musk before the deal was finalized. So if the information changes, then of course it will be counted as fraud, and let alone Musk paying $1 billion, but Twitter will have to pay Musk $1 billion fee for his time and energy.
And of course, and to wind it up on a lighter note, the internet is having a field day. You know, the kind of memes that have emerged on social media. And if you just Google, can Elon Musk buy? And there are so many options. Can Elon Musk buy a country? Can Elon Musk buy Apple? Can Elon Musk buy Russia? Can he buy Earth?
My favorite, Archana, is can Elon Musk buy Monday and cancel it?
Yes.
I think that's the best.
Yeah, I know. So this, like I said, the internet is having a field day, and we just, and as you rightly said, that there are several questions to which only Elon Musk has an answer to. We'll wait and watch what really happens there. But thank you so much, Raksha, for joining us on the broadcast and helping us understand what really is happening as far as this mega deal is concerned.